Hello, my friends. Kurt Berglund back with you, and happy Sunday to you. I think there's a saying that goes, that escalated quickly, and I think it applies to the interest in a game that I gave a first look to last week called Pocket Pennant Run. Pocket Pennant Run is a brand new game. The website is active, the game is available for purchase, and I'm doing a demo on New Year's Eve to show to give you a look at how the game works if you've not picked it up yet. There is an online component to it, download, some software that you can use to create teams that are not offered, although there's an awful lot of teams and players offered. All the players, all the teams for the vast majority of seasons in Major League Baseball are what you get with the purchase of this game. It's $9.99 for the electronic version, the PDFs, plus the downloads. It's $19.99 if you want hard copies of the game, but you'll also get the downloads with that as well. So this game has an electronic piece as well as a hard copy piece to it. It's a lot of fun. I've been playing it. I'm up to about 36 or 7 games, I think. And I'm going to show you basically how the game works. This will not be a demo, but I just want to show you kind of a walkthrough of what is there, and I'm going to throw out some ideas for the community to talk about some house rules that you might try to enhance your experience with the game, and just some thoughts about how the gameplay works. The directions are very simple, but I want to highlight the couple of elements to the directions today in this video as well. So thanks for joining me. If you have not, click like and subscribe to my video. I do need your subscriptions to keep my channel going, my friends, and I do appreciate your support in that way very much. All right, let's take a look at how Pocket Pennant Run works and a couple of elements of gameplay that I want to highlight in this video today. All right, this is the box for Pocket Pennant Run. There is all sorts of information on the back. There is now a Facebook page for Pocket Pennant Run. If you haven't joined that community, I would encourage you to do so. Once you open the box, you note that there are 3 12-sided dice inside. We're going to look at those in a minute. This is the rule book. It's 4 pages, tiny pages, front and back. You also get some score sheets. You get a golf pencil along with it. These are the teams that I have downloaded off of the software, created off the software, and you'll notice that there are also, if you order the hard copy version, there are actual cards of the top 8 teams in the 2021 season that you get as well. Pitchers are rated for fatigue, inning fatigue, their pitching ability, their control ability, and their fielding, their defense. You can see that they're identified by starting pitcher and relief pitcher, and position players are identified by their batting ability, their power, their speed, and their defense. They get a position, you get to know which way they hit, and all of their ratings. Now, one question that's already come up, and these are what the printed copies of the teams look like. When you print a set of the team, of any team, you get 30 players. So you get 15 position players, and you get 15 pitchers, unless you make cuts. And you have control over the adds and the drops that you make, and you can come back later and add and drop different players and print out a new team card for yourself if you would like to do so. But I want to show you one thing that I am doing, and that is for those teams in baseball history that didn't have 15 position players. They had maybe 16 position players, or in some cases they had even more than that. And you say to yourself, all right, well, how do I accommodate? There's only 15 slots. How do I accommodate the teams that had more than that and put them on my card and use them in a game? Well, the answer to that question is something that I have pondered, and so here I'm going to show you my workaround for that. If I can make my fingers work, it would be even better. Here we go. So on the back side, if you've got a player that you want to add as a position player, and I'll give you an example here with the 1987 Minnesota Twins. I have cleared out some space by removing some of the pitchers that I won't use, and in these rows, I'm going to put the names and the ratings of position players. So I'm going to go past, I'm going to have more than 15 position players here. For example, I want to put Tom Nieto down here in the last spot, and then you say, well, I'm out of spots. I can't add any more players. I want to have Don Baylor on the team as well. Well, you can put Don Baylor right on the back here, get his ratings off of the information that you download, and you're good to go. So you can use the entire card, just make a little extra space for yourself by deleting some of the pitchers if there are too many. The reverse is also true. Maybe you've got way too many pitchers and you're only going to carry 12 or 13 position players. You can delete some of the position players and write in the pitchers and their ratings at the bottom of the position player side of the card. So you've got a lot of flexibility that way. In the download, you can create batting orders, rosters, pitching rotations, relief instructions, a whole lot more. Create schedules. You can have teams play against each other in a regular season play. You can create a season. You can create teams and individual players that are not carded. Maybe your slow pitch softball team stats or something you want to put on here, or maybe your son or daughter has a team, you want to put them on here. Any of that is doable using the downloads that you get with your purchase of either the PDF or the cards to the game. I think that's a fantastic addition. It makes this a budget buster, really, because first of all, to have the access to the game for $20 is impressive, but then to add the online component, or to get the PDF for under $10 and then add the online component to that, there's just not a lot better value out there, and the game plays very easily. Now, let's talk about the game. This is the pitcher card. It sort of drives the action, but I want to show you how to manage the interaction between the batter and the hitter. This is your batter and your pitcher cards. Let's take a moment and suppose that our pitcher is Carl Erskine. So we're going to say he's a B pitcher from 1952. I'm sorry, he's an A pitcher. Let's choose a B pitcher. We'll do Preacher Rowe. How about that? Preacher Rowe is a B pitcher. He has A control, and he is an A defender. He has a fatigue number of 6. All right. And we're going to say that Preacher Rowe is facing Kent Herbeck. Kent Herbeck is a B batter. So we have Rowe versus Herbeck. He is a B batter. He has A power. He has C speed, and he is an A defender. All right, so it's Rowe against Herbeck. and we roll them. When you roll the dice, you look at the pitcher's letter column. In this case, for Preacher Row, it would be a B. We get a 6. That tells us to go to the batter card. The batter card is in yellow. We take the 2. Kent Herbeck is a B batter, so we look at the B column. But Preacher Rowe's a left-handed pitcher. Kent Herbeck's a left-handed batter. Rowe has the platoon advantage. If that happens, you knock the batter down to a C. And what happens, if Herbeck faces a righty, he does not go up to an A. But he's a B. If he loses the platoon advantage, he does drop to a C. This 2 then becomes a ground out to second base and a double play if there's a runner on first. Gameplay is that easy. But let's suppose, for the sake of argument, that instead of a 6 on our roll, we had rolled a 2 for Preacher Rowe under his column B. That would take us to the control card. Preacher Rowe's control is in a separate column. He's an A. So we look here, and our 7 on an A column means that he would strike out Kent Herbeck and retire him that way. So there's a number of, let's do one more thing before we move on. There is a defensive check. If you roll the defense number, that may come up, where you take the yellow, you look here, and then you pull out the defensive card. But let's look at the power number. Suppose that we roll a 6 again for Rowe, and it takes us to Herbeck's batter card, and which drops from a B to a C because it's a lefty-lefty matchup. And we roll a 12 under the C. It takes us to the power card. The power card is right here. That's our B die, and it's a 9. Now Herbeck's power under the P is an A. He is an A power. We rolled a 9. Herbeck takes Preacher Rowe deep in that example. Okay, and the game plays, and that's why the game plays very, very smoothly. I want to talk about one other piece today, and that is the idea of stealing bases. We did not talk about that in my first video, and I want to do that. There is a base running card which applies for steals as well as for taking the extra base to stretch a hit or to take an extra base if you're already on base and try and score or go to third. But let's suppose that we have a runner on first base and it's, let's say it's Kirby Puckett. Now, Kirby Puckett is a B base runner, so you can see there. And let's suppose that Kirby Puckett is on base and Roy Campanella is behind the plate. He is an A defender. So if Puckett's on first base and you're going to steal, you're just going to roll your D12. You roll a 3 and Campanella throws him out. If you roll a 1 through 4, Puckett does not steal safely. If you roll 7 through 12, he does steal safely. If you roll a 5 or 6, you see these safe and out indicators. If he's attempting to steal second, he's in there safely. If he's attempting to steal third or home, he's going to be out. Actually, I don't know if stealing home is an option. Got to look that up. But if he's stealing third, I know he's out in these two. I'm thinking about a house rule, again, for a situation in which you have an A catcher like Campanella on defense, where if he's trying to steal second, maybe you turn these outs, these safes, into outs as well. I know not all catchers that are rated A or have that reputation are good at throwing out base runners, but it's something I'm toying with and playing around with. Maybe you have some thoughts about that you'd like to put in the comments for the video. All right. So, last thing I want to talk about is pitcher fatigue. Now, if we come back to Preacher Row, for the 52 Dodgers, we see that he has a fatigue number of 6. It's right there. Now, we come back to the pitcher card. As soon as Row exceeds the 6 innings of work that are indicated in his fatigue number, so for the 7th inning, at the start of the 7th inning, he's normally a B, but he drops to a C. Then, after that, for inning number 8, he drops to a D. Then, after that, he doesn't get his platoon advantage anymore if he would start the 9th inning. So, pitchers can keep going. They can still continue to work. They can still work on a complete game for sure. But they do drop in effectiveness in 3 ways. They can drop their innings, and they can also lose their platoon advantage. All right. So I'd like to know how it's going. If you're enjoying the game. The time with Pocket Pennant Run is just beginning on my channel. I'm going to be doing a bunch of demos. I'm going to be doing some games in January. The demo on the 31st of December. Lots more coming up. But let me know how it's going, how you like the game. I'm having a good time with it. I hope you are too. And don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel. We have a lot more coming up this week, and in the weeks to come, we have a busy holiday season coming up that I know you'll enjoy. So, have a wonderful day, and come on back soon to my channel. So long, everybody.